All right, it's Butch. Ian will be here in a minute. He will be on in a minute. I'm just setting up stuff for him. How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guess it would help if I invited him. Hey Mick, how you doing? Welcome from Facebook. Please hit a like. I don't have my camera set up. I don't have anything set up, but I did want to get him live. All right. A lot going on right now. But can you put it in the chat in the video? It's in the private. Paste. There. Let's invite. Default email. Butch. 2. Oh my god, I forgot the email address. Whoops, got 2 of them open. There's the like from Facebook. All right. StreamYards is now open for everyone. No, that Ian lets me let in. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I am assuming that I am producing. So Ian will be on shortly, and it seems like he wants to bring a guest on. So I'm here. Warren is not banned from being a guest yet. Only requirement about being a guest is you have to log in through your Facebook account. You have to log in through your Facebook account. If you don't, it won't work. I'm sorry, YouTube account. You have to log in through your YouTube account. Let me double check. I think it's YouTube or Facebook. I'm not sure. I think it's just YouTube. So you do have to log in through your YouTube account so we know who you are. And everybody else knows who you are. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to do a really bad fake British accent and just confuse y'all. Today's not the day. All right. Hey, Lorna, how you doing, darling? So we got 2 people chatting. Exciting for them for the news. This morning's another one of those updates. I should say this afternoon. I keep forgetting. Tuesday. Why? Oh, that's why I forgot that. Forgot the middle initial. All right, I'll get it to you, Ian. Invite, default email. Edit. Paste. Are you kidding me? I love this computer. Let me paste it somewhere. Thank you. Copy, paste, and send. There. Back to the screen. Close that out. All right. Cool. Yes, that's the American way of spelling cool. Oh, well, sorry to hear that, Lorna. Hopefully you got plenty of sleep though. I don't even know where my cell phone is. That's what I normally use as a camera. Ugh. All right. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, as soon as Ian shows his mug, that number will skyrocket. So what else we got going on today? 8 p.m. tonight, I'll be on again. Hopefully doing quarters. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get him in time. We'll find out. Oh, there he is. All right. Incoming.
Hello. Should make myself a bit more presentable. Hello, Butch. Long time no talk. How is everybody? Where are we? I'm just going on cancel. No, wrong one. And then I can see any comments. And I can see a lot of comments. Been a long day, says Lorna. It has. It's been a really.
All right. Am I the only one that can't hear him, or can't see? See, I told you it doubled when he came on. Am I the only one that can't hear him? Maybe it's just me. Let me.
I can hear you, Butch, but you can't hear me.
Maybe it's just me. Oh, there we go. There we go. It was just me. It's just me. Sorry, mate.
Is it just you? Are you there now? Can you hear me?
For some reason, I have this muted. All right. I'm going to let you go. Full blast.
Thank you. Excuse me. Okay, so hello everyone. Hello Lorna. Thank you very much. Oh, Mick. And one for Lisa. And one for Mick. And one for Chris. Hey. So, there we go. So we've got 14 people watching us. And I just thought I'd come on and do a little bit of a live and see if we sort of, okay, I'm here in the background, brilliant. And maybe have a little chat if you wanted to. I mean, I sort of put in the title that I'm going to do sort of prove it live on here, but I've already done it on the other video. But doing it really sort of quickly. So the Treasury asked the Mint to make 5 million coins. The Royal Mint makes 5 million coins, and then they make another, say, 5 million that the Treasury didn't ask for. The 5 million that the extra that they made, I'm assuming it's 5 million because my logic dictates that they may double. And somebody else also told me the same thing. So they've made double the amount that they've made. And they didn't make any difference in quality. They didn't make any bunts or anything like that. So if they didn't make any difference in quality, then it's the same as what they sold or made for the Treasury. It's exactly the same, carbon copy. And if there's no permission or request for those coins in the first place, then the coins that they've made extra, even though they're the same, are essentially a copy. How do you think Harrods would feel? They've got a bottle of perfume in there. What is it, £100,000 or something stupid like that? £200,000, something like that. How do you think they would feel if the company they went to make that made an extra 100 bottles for themselves? Or when you get into your serious designer clothing wear and they make a limited edition of the clothing that you like to buy, and the company that you buy it from charges you a lot of money for that designer clothing because it's a limited edition, and then they buy it off of the manufacturer that they get to make it, and then the manufacturer quietly, without telling anybody, just doubles the order and makes a load more. What do you call that? Do you call that copies? Or do you sell it as the real thing? Because if it's not copies, it becomes stolen merchandise. So either way, you've got a bit of an issue, if you see what I mean. Do you see what I mean? And I sort of want to be able to have this debate. You know, I don't want it to be a case of me going, this is the way it is, and other people, and I just want people to go, oh yeah, so it is, rah, rah, rah. I want people to go, hang on a minute, what about this here, and what about that here, and let me, and have a go. Try and pick holes in it for me. Help my brain. Because if you can help me pick holes in what I'm saying, then I can see it in a different way. But I just fail to see if the manufacturer of these jumpers asks for 1,000 of these jumpers, and the owner, the company wants them, and then they go to a company manufacturing them, and they say, I want 1,000 of these jumpers, and the manufacturer makes 2,000 and sells the others. What do you call that? I mean, let's take it away from coins for a second. Let's call it jumpers. Let's put that situation out there, right? So, company has said, I want you to make me 1,000 of these jumpers. I only want 1,000. Goes to the manufacturer, does a deal. Manufacturer makes him 1,000, ships them off to him, and he goes, here you are, manufacturer. Here's a check. Thank you very much. And the manufacturer's got another secret 1,000 of these. What are we going to call that extra secret 1,000? Hi, Judith. So let me sort of put that over to you for a second. Type something in. What do you call that extra 1,000? Because surely the man whose business it is, who tells the manufacturer to make 1,000, surely he's not going to be very happy. And if the Treasury knew about all of this, then you don't have to have three explanations. You don't have to have an explanation of buying it from the Treasury, and an explanation of getting it from the bank, and an explanation of making it yourself. You wouldn't put that explanation in of making it yourself. You would just say the Treasury has said it's okay, and they've agreed, and we've got to deal with the Treasury, or we buy them from the Treasury. Is all you'd say is we buy them from the Treasury, and we get them from the banks. You wouldn't mention the other one, would you? So, you know, this sort of what's happening now with a crowdfunder, we've lost a crowdfunder, that's just gone down. Everybody that's putting money into that will be automatically refunded. Hopefully none of you have tipped crowdfunder, because they charge a commission anyway. But if you have tipped them, because you can change that to 0, by the way, if you didn't know that. If you have tipped them, then that should be returned to you as well. and we've got to figure it out and figure out what we got wrong, and we've got to do it again. We've got to put it up again. Hello, Danielle. It would be great if everybody shared this, because I've got a couple of hours before Frank comes home, and then, well, less than a couple of hours now. I won't be allowed to go on into the evening, so I'm having a couple of hours now because my day has just got completely ruined. You know, people that now are going to be, please don't anybody ask me about where's my parcel at the minute, because I can only do one thing at a time, and today I've just been fighting fires with all of this crap and losing the crowdfunder. That has kept me busy all day long. The ramifications of that means I have to have phone calls with people and one thing and another, and I have to do things I weren't necessarily going to do, and all of that takes time. It's just slaughtered my day today, messed it right up. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you, mate. So I've been having a think, right? I've been having a think. Now, when I started off this Sue Them In campaign and that, and all the way through, I've said, if we win, I'm going to give you 3 times your money, guaranteed. If we lose, I'm going to give you 6 times your money in points, 3 times your money in points. 3 times your money if we win in cash, and 3 times your money if we lose in points. And I've maintained that all the way through, but I've been having a bit of a think about that. I have been having a serious think about that. I estimate the costs of the legal action to be somewhere between 15,000 and 100,000. That's where I estimate the cost to be, because it all depends how far you go down that route of going to court. If you go all of the way to court and you're in the High Court and that kind of stuff, then you're into the realms of paying barristers £2,000, £4,000, £6,000, £8,000, £10,000 a day they charge. So when you get there, that's when it really gets expensive. But I estimate it will cost no more than 100,000, and I don't think it will be done for less than 15. We could be lucky, get it done for less, but I don't think it will be done for less than 15. What am I suing them for? Well, if you remember, if we cast our minds back, some of you may very well have forgotten, but if you cast your minds back to when I started that, when I started saying I was going to sue them, and I told them that I would sue them, and I gave them a figure of what I would sue them for, and I don't know if any of you remember that figure. And this is quite a big thing. This is quite a momentous occasion, I think. The figure that I said that I would sue them for is £10,000 a day. And a few people laughed at me, and I said, I'll sue you for £10,000 a day. Because I could prove on one single solitary coin, one single day's business of 10 grand. So that's what I based everything on. Hi, Lisa. That's what I based everything on. Well, this has dragged on and dragged on and dragged on for so long now that £10,000 a day, we're now in 2020. And if memory serves me right, don't hold me to it exactly, but if memory serves me right, I think that my claim goes from somewhere around November, so either October or November 2017. So by this year, come this year, October, November time, it will be 3 years. 3 years. of £10,000 a day. We are already at more than 2 years, more than 2.5 years of £10,000 a day. So just suing them on the basis of £10,000 a day means a case of over 7 million, somewhere in the region of about 7 to 10 million, something like that. Because it's been going on for so long. And the longer it goes on for, A, the more ammunition I seem to pick up along the way, and B, the more money it will mean that they will have to pay us out in the end. When I first set this, based on the information I had at the time and the risk factor of would I win, would I lose, getting them around the table, etc., etc., I came up with a figure of 3 times your money. Now I'm changing that, even though it says 3 times your money on our website, and I will change that. Even though it says 3 times your money on the website, and this, by the way, applies to everybody else that buys into it, and it's also going to apply to all the people that have already bought into it. No discrimination, no separation. This will apply to all the people that have already bought into it, and rightly so, because they bought into it first, and it will show my appreciation to them and show my loyalty and fairness, etc., to them. Is we're now going to put it up to 10 times your money. If we win the case, you're going to get 10 times your money back. If you put 25 quid in, you'll get 250 quid back. If you put £1,000 in, you're going to get £10,000 back. You're going to get 10 times your money. Because the amount of money, when it comes to the settlement figure of what I'm suing them for, is now so huge that why would I need to give just a little tiny tiddly bit of it away to the people that have helped me claim all of that money? I'm going to give a bigger portion of that away to them, to you. So any one of you that have already put into the Royal Mint Fund, whoever it is that's put into the Royal Mint Fund, I absolutely promise you that if we win this case, you're going to get 10 times your money in cash. Absolutely promise you that. Because I am so convinced that we are going to win. And I'm so convinced, you know, that I'll even up the points as well if we lose, because I just don't believe we're going to lose. Oops. Because I just don't believe we're going to lose. I really don't believe we're going to lose. Everything is on that now. We win this now, we get paid out 10 grand a day. I'm going to be able to walk away with enough money to buy, not just buy a house for me. I'm going to be able to buy a house for everybody that we've had involved on the team. Just about. This is massive. This is an incredible part of history. An absolutely incredible part of history that we're in right now. People are going to write about this for years to come. And, you know, they're going to write my name, they're going to write your names, they're going to write Mick Smith and Lisa Thorpe and Chris Dyer, and they're going to write Butch, and they're going to write about Mark Dando and the part he's played, and they're going to write about Lorna Jones, and they're going to write about Danielle. All of you, every single one of you, Judith, every single one of you are going to be mentioned in history because you've all been part of it. It's mental. It's amazing. It really, really is amazing. And all of this entire story has been played out live on camera. Now we haven't just got ammunition. I haven't just picked up a few bullets. We've picked up bazookas. Absolute bazookas. So the Royal Mint Fund that we've got on our website is now going to pay 10 times. 10 times. that's how much I believe in it. And being as it's going to have the money, then we're going to share it. So yeah, so that's where we are. It's getting really, really big. I'm open to questions, by the way. You don't just want me to just talk and talk and talk. So has anybody got any questions about that? Because this is momentous. I'm going to take you for a cup of tea is what I'm going to take you for. A cup of tea. And do you see it the same way I do? Do you see what I see? Or is it like that dress? You know, are we sort of looking at the same thing but seeing two different things? I mean, where do you sort of stand on that? You know, are you seeing the same things that I'm seeing? The crowdfund has been interfered with. It's either been interfered with by an odd person somewhere got nothing better to do, or it's been interfered with by several people or a company. You know, could it be the mint? Could it be someone else? Could it just be a coin tuber? Could it be just one of you not happy with the parcel? Ian, the solicitor thinks you have a good case? Question mark. Yes. Yes. So much so that all of the stuff that we were working on is now taking second place. And he's on this. Like flies on poop. He's on it. It's incredibly momentous, all of this. And you know, someone could argue, oh, it's not you that's forced them in to take the coins out of their tills. They could argue that, quite rightly so, I get that. But it's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? It's a bit of a coincidence that they've taken them out of the tills at the same time that I have brought all of this attention to them. And even if it is because our folks listening to Ian seems like he's talking serious stuff, but comments on a different topic. Well, if no one's listening to me, I might as well just dance around the kitchen naked or something, mightn't I? We're going to be in a printing their own money, if you're right, quite a thing. Yeah, literally printing their own money. But yeah, in this case, it literally was printing their own money in copies. It literally was, and it is a case of them printing counterfeit money and then putting that counterfeit money in their tills. So they're not even needing. I'm a little behind, so could you quickly recap? So, yeah, I can do that. So basically, the Royal Mint, the Treasury asked the Royal Mint to make. Can you recap when the cat stopped boarding? Thanks, can't hear you. Okay, Michelle, give me 2 seconds and I'll give you a recaps. There's another one. There's another one going to be mentioned in the history books. Michelle, look, Michelle Murtagh, she's going to be mentioned in the history books too. We all are. Now then, a quick catch up. A quick catch up, quite simply, is that the Treasury asked the Royal Mint to make 5 million 10p coins. The Royal Mint said, yes, okay, Treasury, we'll make those. Chunka, chunka, chunka went the machine. They made 5 million, gave it to the Treasury. Treasury goes, here's a cheque, thank you very much. That's roughly how we all understand the transaction. But then they carried on making another 5 million. And the other 5 million that they made, this is where it starts getting confusing. Had they made bunts, because the Royal Mint, no matter how many are made for circulation and no matter how many the Treasury wants, the Royal Mint are allowed to make as many as they want of package coins and bunty coins. So the coins you get from Change Checker and that kind of thing, bunty, brilliant, uncirculated. They are allowed to make as many of them as they want because they're a different quality and they are illegal to spend. They are not legal tender. So you're allowed to make as many as they want of them and sell them, which they did with the Kew Gardens in 2009. 210,000 went into circulation, but they actually made 440,000 and sold 230,000. So they made more than double. It's okay because they're Buncy. I haven't looked into this side of it yet, but Buncy, they're allowed to make as many as they want. In this case, they never made any Buncy 10p's. They didn't make any brilliant uncirculated 10p's. None whatsoever. Even though they sold brilliant uncirculated 10p's, and even though 288 Group sold brilliant uncirculated 10p's, they never actually made any. People bought them, they got brilliant uncirculated on a receipt, they got brilliant uncirculated on the barcode on the packet of the 10p. But the coin inside that packet was not brilliant uncirculated. They never made a single brilliant uncirculated 10p. Hello, Andy. So, what does that mean? That means that, oh, I've got to let the dog out. So that means, so they make the 5 million, they give them to the government, and then what they did was they carried on minting them just the same as what they would ordinarily do for the Buncy brilliant uncirculated coin market. They carried on making them to sell them. Only they didn't make, for whatever reason, I'm not even going to speculate on the reason, let's just deal with facts. That's all we should deal with is the facts. So the fact is they never made a single solitary brilliant uncirculated 10p, no bunts. Which means that what they actually made after the 5 million that they gave to the Treasury, that the Treasury wanted into circulation, and they carried on making them with the machine, every single coin they made was exactly the same. It was a carbon copy of the coin made previously that they've given to the Treasury. There is nothing distinguishing that from the real thing. The 5 million they've given to the Treasury, that's the real thing that the Treasury want in circulation. The 5 million that they make afterwards, the Treasury hasn't asked for them. They're not supposed to be going into circulation. If you want to sell them, you're supposed to make them bunts and then sell them as bunts. I can only guess that it was a cost-cutting exercise. And they didn't, I'm only guessing that they didn't see the point in making a 10p bunts. I don't know. So there you've got a problem now, because you've now got a load of copies made. And the example I gave a little while ago is, if a businessman of any description, this top is a weird fish top. You know, look at your named brands. A lot of you know named brands. I don't really know named brands, but someone who's got this business goes to a manufacturer and says, I want you to make me 1,000 of these. I don't want 1,020, I want 1,000. And the manufacturer makes them 1,000. gives him 1,000, he gives the manufacturer a check, thank you very much. And then unbeknownst to him, the manufacturer then makes another 1,000, exactly the same, no difference. What do you call the second 1,000? They're the same. So can you call them a copy? Because they are exactly the same. They are the garment. They're no different. So do you call it a copy, or do you call it, what do you call it? Has the manufacturer stolen them off of the guy because the guy hasn't paid him to make these. He's making them and he's selling them and using the money for his own profits. So what do you call it? Except we're not talking about a garment, which is easy to understand in that context. We're talking about the coin in your purse, the money. And if it's exactly the same, it's counterfeit. It's no different. It's a copy. And if you've now counterfeiting money, well, that money that's counterfeit, that's going into circulation through your tills, well, that damages the economy. And the reason I say it damages the economy is because the Treasury have asked for 5 million, 5.2 million. They haven't asked for 6.2 million. They haven't asked for 5.3 million. They haven't asked for 8.9 million. They've asked for 5.2 million. That's what they wanted. They didn't want any more than that. Any more than that is wrong for our economy. That's what our Treasury says. Every time our Treasury dictates how much money they want made to put into circulation, that's our Treasury saying we do not want any more money than that made, because if we make any more money than that, it will damage our economy. If we make less money than that, it will damage our economy. This is the amount of money that all of these people that are paid millions of pounds a year to sit round the table and work out the fiscal this is and the fiscal that is. They sit round, work out a table, and they come to a figure and they say, this is the amount that we want put in circulation. And all of that money and expertise that goes into all of them decision makings and meetings and everything to work out how much money we need in circulation, and someone else in a different business somewhere else can just make what they like and add to it. It's not right. They've come a cropper, they've made a mistake. And instead of holding their hands up to that mistake, they've covered it up. And then they've covered it up again, and then they've covered it up again and again and again. And they keep coming out with untruths. And it's what I've been saying for 2 years. All my communications with them prove that. The amount of times that they went back on what they said and told lies in writing. And now we've got them in the middle, caught in the act of damaging our economy. Well, if you're damaging our economy, then you are undermining the economy. And if you're doing that, you are undermining the royal family and the government. There is no, I can't see how undermining the economy, damaging the economy is not undermining the government, especially if you're doing it consciously and you're doing it for financial gain. Unauthorised surplus, as Chris Spree said. There are so many definitions you could give it. You could give it softer definitions, or you could give it really hard definitions. So you could almost say, you know, where is this? Is it down in the softer end? Is it like unauthorised surplus, which sort of sounds a little bit, you know, well, it's just a few extra in mind, which does a bit. And that's not me knocking your thingy, Chris, because I like it, actually. Or at the other end of the spectrum, there's me going treason because it's undermining the economy and undermining the government of our country. It's interfering. If you've seen there's a press release. Oh, Mick, you could put the link up to your press release. People could look at your press release and read your press release. Mick's press release today, you know, explains some of that. Now, you see, there's a phrase. I don't know why, but it didn't enter my head. Didn't enter my head. And yet now it's so clear. Look at what Mick just said. Bang on. It also comes into money laundering. This is money laundering of the highest degree. You can't get a higher degree of money laundering than physically putting metal into a machine, spitting out a coin and putting that coin into circulation via your bank balance. 10 minutes ago, it was a lump of metal. Now it's money going into your bank account. I mean, that is an unbelievable level of money laundering. We ought to have that. Hashtag money laundering. We need to use that. Yes, absolutely. Totally up for that. So if you believe in it, if you still believe in us, if you believe in what I'm saying and believe in what we're doing, and you don't think I'm leading you up the garden path, subliminal advertising, then chip in a bit more on that Sue the Mint one that we've got. And someone might even put a link up if I'm lucky. And I don't know how many people are watching, to be honest. 20 people maybe. But the people that are watching, you know, if you want to take a gamble, 10 times your money, that's 10 to 1. I mean, if you put 25 quid on an horse at 10 to 1, you're almost saying to yourself, well, I'm backing it, but I'm losing it. That's what you're almost saying to yourself, because at 10 to 1, it's not likely to come in. But in this case, you're backing an horse at 10 to 1 that is actually favourite. We are favourite. Look at everything that I've said, look at everything that I've proved, look at everything that I've put up, and ask yourself this question, this one question. Because it might be giving yourself a different answer if you'd have asked this question to yourself 6 months or a year ago. If Ian goes into court against the Royal Mint, is who's favourite to win? I think 6 months or a year ago, you'd have said, really want him to win. I really want to back Ian, but if he goes into a court with the Royal Mint, I think Ian's going to lose. I think the Royal Mint are favourite to win. If we go into court now, who do you think is favourite to win? Do you think it would be me, or do you think it would be the Royal Mint? With everything that we've now uncovered, on top of everything else I've been talking about, public back, reminting coins, backdating coins, all the rest of it. So, to me, it's all. But I'm a bit biased. I get that because it is me that's doing it. But to me, it's almost a no-brainer. If you've got 25 quid to throw at something, throw 25 quid at that. If you've got 500 quid to throw at something, throw 500 quid at that. And I'll make it 10 times your money if we win. Totally 10 times your money. That's where we need the help. We need the help in the money department. Right now, we need the help in the money department. And then we take things by storm. I don't know if there's something else that you've thought about either. And it's this. If you can grasp onto the belief that actually we're onto something here, and this is what it is, what I say it is, and that in a technical way, they have committed treason. Now, do any of us think that anybody at the Royal Mint has actually, like one of them thriller programs, you know, woke up one morning and decided to overthrow the government with a coup and all the rest of it and do all of this consciously for that reason. No, I don't think anybody's actually woke up one morning and decided to commit treason. What I do think is that people have walked into it not doing due diligence, not checking, no checks and balances or not enough. And when mistakes have been made, people have done nothing but cover it up instead of dealing with each mistake as it comes up. No, they've covered it up and covered it up and covered it up and covered it up and carried on doing it. That's the thing. They've carried on doing it even when it was pointed out to them that what they was doing was wrong. Well, that's a conscious effort. That is making a conscious decision to carry on doing something. If you see what I mean. That's a conscious decision. So we sort of got them on the run and we've got them by the short and curlies. What we need now is the money to keep it up. So we could do with a few more in there. And especially whilst we've got the issue with a crowdfunder. We was doing well there. We had it up to 31 supporters. We did. 31 supporters. Which I thought was, you know, for the first week, I thought that was really good. There's people been on there for weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, no supporters. We had 31 within the first week. Brilliant. And £2,000 just about. We was £106 away from £2,000, I think. Thank you, Mick. Hello, Aaron. So there we go. That's about all I've got to say, really. I've sort of waffled on. I perhaps don't need to be here till 6:30 or 6 o'clock. I'm happy to answer questions from anybody to see if anybody wants to come on and ask any questions. And ask any questions about the return or anything like that. It'll all be done manually. We print off every order like an invoice, send you a copy like normal, and we have a copy on file. And then once we get paid out, we'll literally stick a file of paperwork there and just start working through them for the oldest one first and paying everybody out on every single order they've had. If they've had more than one, then they'll have several payouts to come because we'll pay them all in order. Hello, Alan. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So coming on here is a bit like just highlighting it a bit more and being able to talk to me direct, so that you're not necessarily seeing it cut. And to answer any questions that anybody might have regarding any of this. Are you still there in the background, Butch? By any chance?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Can you take over for a minute? I need a week.
Alrighty. I guess I should.
Go have a wee break.
All right. I don't even have a camera set up. All right, who wants in? No. No, I was looking for the press release for the Royal Mint, but they don't seem to have one. Oh, okay. Sorry, reading other stuff. Hey, Mick, how you doing? Hi, Alan. Michelle. Yep. 10 times your money. I can't believe he's doing that. That's awesome. That's for the investments on the website. Those are, you know where those are at. They're underneath the first whatever link is. I don't remember. The Great British. I changed some stuff around. So investments are underneath the about on the website. Still have all the raffles going on. Those are all underneath the UK. A lot of them are close to being sold out. And that helps too. Even if you can't do crowdfunder, buy something from the site. We're getting stuff added back up to it and organized. I should really be looking at comments, shouldn't I? Hey, Mark, how you doing, bud? Yeah, it seems like it. During the video where Ian is actually talking to customer service at the Mint, she puts him on hold. She comes back and she goes, "I have the official press release and our official comment on that." And she read it off to him. And she said, "Yep, it's on our website." Because Ian asked if he could get a copy. And that's the one where she explains that she explains it right there in the video that they come right from the Mint. They give them to her. They're considered commemorative coins, so they're not real currency. Commemorative coins. So they're giving out commemorative coins in their change. Commemorative coins that nobody else can get access to. Doesn't sound right to me.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
What do you have in America that's the equivalent? So you've got the quality that's uncirculated.
See, we do it a little different in America. We have 4 different mints, and only one of those mints does stuff that's commemorative. So San Francisco does all the stuff that doesn't go out into circulation, but they do stuff that goes into circulation. But Denver and Philadelphia, it all goes into circulation.
And you call it NIFCs over there, don't you?
Yeah, if they're not intended for circulation, they're NIFC, but they're still currency. You can still spend a silver dollar for $1 from the San Francisco Mint. It's worth $20 American, but you can spend it as $1 at any place you want.
Right. So your NIFCs are still legal tender?
Yes.
Yeah, ours stopped being legal tender in 2000 and
our proofs
8.
Our proofs, as long as it's a proof that it says $1 on it and has everything on it like it's supposed to, are also legal tender.
Right.
You can buy $100 proof and spend it for 50 cents.
Yeah.
It's all legal tender here, and you can buy it directly from the Mint. If I want a roll of uncirculated 2019 Denver pennies, I can go to the Mint and buy those. There's a little bit of a premium on it, but not much. But I can go buy those. I have access to those. Just like the quarters. I can go to the Mint and buy the current year of quarters.
Yeah.
Uncirculated in a roll. I can request which quarter I want.
Can you really?
Yes. Yeah, I can buy a whole uncirculated roll of the current 2019s most of the time.
Wow.
I think they're boosting up the 2020s now because the first one comes out in February. Yeah.
That's really that. I mean, that's cool. That's incredible. You can actually walk in and say, "This is what I want."
Yeah, you can order it online.
Yeah, no, we can't. And you see, our NIFCs have been illegal to spend since 2008. Before 2008, they were legal to spend. After 2008, they were illegal to spend.
Why are they? Yeah. Why are they doing that?
Well, they've part of the reason that they did it was the same. They fell into the same trap that your government did in America a while back. You had this. They had this great idea that a lot of the kids in America have learnt with the state park quarters and all of that. You know, they did research and found that a lot of kids actually knew different states, different parks, and all that, and it all came from the quarters. So the quarters sort of turned into an inadvertent educational tool for kids and
Geography.
and people that were older than kids that were more illiterate, right? So someone came up with the idea, your side of the pond. Someone came up with the idea of doing the same thing with American presidents on, I think it was the dollar coin.
Yep, they still do them.
Right. But instead of letting it be natural, what they did was they tried to force it onto the public in a big way.
Yeah, we do not like dollar coins here.
No. So, and what they did was they ignored that. And they decided that they was going to force it on the public. So they forced it on the public in such a way that they went to like all your vending machine operators and all of that, and they made them have only these dollar coins in the vending machines and things like that. So it actually got forced onto the public.
Well, that's actually kind of it's almost a little backwards. The public doesn't like using the coinage in dollars because of the weight.
Right. Same as
but the vending machine manufacturers were actually paid to include the dollar coin as one of the currencies accepted by the vending machines because dollar bills were getting used and destroyed way too quick.
Yeah.
So the cost was the reason why the vending machines were persuaded to use them.
Oh, okay.
But they were pushed on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a really big way, even to the point of selling them for $1 each with free postage.
Free postage.
Right. So now what you had was enterprising people out there that have got, say, no end of amount of credit on a credit card, and that credit card will give them X amount of air miles points for every pound, every dollar that they spend. Right, and people started working out very quickly that if they bought hundreds and thousands of these dollars and got them sent to them, they're only paying $1. That's all they're paying. They're not paying any postage.
Nope.
So, and the government, because they were eager to push them out on everybody, let people buy as many as they wanted.
Yeah, I think you could buy 1,000 at a time.
Yeah, you could buy loads.
But you could sit there and buy, one after the other.
Buy 1,000 20 times over.
Yes.
Which people did, right? And in a big way, people did it in a small way, lots and lots of people, but people also did it in a really big way. And so they would earn huge, and they would earn these thousands and tens of thousands of these points on their air miles and their credit card and everything, get the dollars delivered to them by the post, cash them in at the bank, which then go back to the government. And it defeated the object of the exercise.
It kind of defeated the object, but what it did is it got probably almost $500,000 worth of those dollar coins out into circulation like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. They were in circulation. That's what it did.
Not for long. If people don't want to use them, they just get in them, And then
no, we find them. We find them in with the Sacagaweas all the time. I probably have about close to 50 or 60 of them. They're about half the presidents. We do find them, but they get spent in retail, but it's just not very often.
Well, we did the same thing. I can't remember the year, but we did the same thing. They decided to make a £20 coin, £20, and then
I saw that.
Yeah, and then they decided to make a £50 coin, and they decided to make a £100 coin.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then they did a similar sort of thing where they advertised them because they wanted to push it out onto the public here, and they advertised these deals where you could buy it for face value and get free postage or very little postage or whatever. And these are big chunky coins that are being sent out, so it must have cost them a lot of money in postage. And people were doing the same thing. They were then buying them in their thousands. There was one bloke who bought £100,000 worth, and he was taking them in and out of the bank, and to cash them back in at the bank, just so he could get the points on his credit card, right?
Yeah.
And overnight, the Royal Mint then sent a circular around to all the banks telling them that they didn't have to. They worded it very carefully, but they said that they didn't have to accept the coins because, they're not. I can't remember what the wording was now, but it was worded in such a way that it told the banks that you don't have to accept these coins anymore.
They're not legal tender.
They're not legal tender.
Oh wow.
And the only place that they're legal tender is in Her Majesty's courts. So if you go to court and you get a fine,
you can pay
your fine in these coins. But other than that, they're not legal tender anywhere else.
Oh wow. Off the top of my head, I don't know of anything that the U.S. Mint produces that is not a pure bullion metal like silver or gold that isn't meant for circulation or it isn't able to circulate.
Say that again. My attention. Sorry, my attention got taken.
I don't think off the top of my head the U.S. Mint produces anything that isn't pure silver or pure gold that wasn't meant for circulation.
Oh, okay. So they sort of
that can't be circulated. That can't be circulated.
Right.
But I know that a lot of their silver, the silver coinage can still be circulated because I find silver dimes, quarters, nickels in our change.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. We have the silver and the gold. And as far as I'm aware, well, see, the way I thought it was that a silver 50p is still worth 50p. You can spend it as a 50p, although you'd be mental because it's silver, and the same for gold.
It's probably about 5 pounds of gold for silver.
Right. But if they're saying that these quality coins are not legal tender, then they're only worth the scrap value or the collectible value of what it is. They're not worth its face value.
So with the 10p,
I'll come to you in a bit, Coin World.
Okay.
No, I'm just telling Coin World. I'll come to him in a bit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, go on, Butch.
Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. The 10p's, they are some that are made for circulation and some that aren't. That the A to Z's weren't made for circulation.
Right.
But they're in circulation.
Okay, so it's like I don't know if this is the same analogy really, but it's like your government going to one of your mints and saying, right, we want you to make 5 million of these coins for circulation. And of course, under the rules, you can make as many as you want in NIFC condition to sell for the collectible market. But we only want 5 million for circulation, right? So they make 5 million in circulated quality, and then they go and make a load more in NIFC quality that they're allowed to go and sell. In this case, what's happened is the Treasury says, I want 5 million to put in circulation. They make 5 million for the Treasury to go in circulation, and then they make another 5 million to sell, but they don't make them NIFC quality like they're supposed to. They make them the same quality they just sold to the Treasury.
Yeah, we call it business strike.
All right, business strike. So they made business strike for the Treasury, and now they've made business strike again. So now you can't tell the two different coins apart. At least
they look exactly the same.
They're exactly the same, whereas an NIFC is a better quality, isn't it?
Yes. I would assume so, yeah.
Simple mistake like that. Really. That's essentially what it is. Your NIFC is what we call bunts, or what we call brilliant uncirculated. I call it buntsy.
Well, no. That's the difference. Brilliant uncirculated just means that the coin is in pristine condition and it hasn't been circulated yet in America.
Okay, right.
But your guys's brilliant uncirculated means it wasn't meant for circulation.
Yeah,
Is
for
that
us,
right?
brilliant
Okay.
uncirculated is the same as NIFC. So your quality of NIFC is our brilliant uncirculated.
Okay. Yeah.
And some people call it bunk, some call it bunts, some say brilliant uncirculated, but it's the same thing. It's all NIFC.
I saw bunts written down the other. I think it was yesterday, and just thought they misspelled it. Yeah. Okay. John says BU and NIFC are not the same thing. So NIFC isn't meant for circulation. Bunk is.
Well, sort of, I'm looking at it in layman's terms, John. So, you know, if there is a specialist difference, Casper, stop. If there's a specialist difference, then you're free to say what that difference is. My layman's terms explanation and understanding of what the Americans call an NIFC and what we call a BU coin, which is bunts, is the same. Is the same sort of quality. I'm not going to say it is exactly the same quality to a scientific degree that would astound someone like Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
But
Bobby said if you release bunks into circulation, is that not treason?
if you've released bunts into circulation, is that not treason? Well, you see, I've answered that. And what I say to people is, if you want to go and ask me a question because you want to put me on the spot, that's fine. And I don't mind. And I'll answer your question. But I'm not going to take the time up to answer a question I've already asked. I've already answered. So I've already answered that question in the one that I put up.
Yeah.
In the video that I put up, where it implicates me. So you putting that there to try and put me on the spot about me being implicated in treason, you are absolutely right. I am implicated in treason. I am implicated in counterfeiting and handling counterfeiting goods.
So that would mean that the person that goes and buys a soda pop and gets 50 cents in change or 50 pence in change from that soda, walks out and says, "Oh, look at what I got. I'm going to put this in my coin collection or sell it to my friend." They've committed treason.
No.
That's what that question means. Just because you've gotten the coin and resold it, you've committed treason because it was illegally gained?
What he's talking about there, Butch, is he's talking about those Peter Rabbits and the Gruffalos that I've unpackaged and put into circulation.
Uh-huh.
But that's a whole different argument, and my argument on that,
okay.
I reverse engineered the coin. So
yeah, I don't agree with it. Yeah, with him. Yeah.
So that's a whole different argument. But as to whether or not I'm implicated in treason myself, yes, I am. But I'm not going to go into it for him. He can go.
No. You legally purchased those Gruffalo. You legally removed them from the packs. You legally put a mark on them, and you legally resold them. That's not the same thing as what they did. They printed them up and put them in their registers without paying for them, and then gave them out as change. Completely
exactly.
different. Completely different.
And let me just answer Coin World. So, Coin World UK. I'm quite happy to get into a dialogue with you at some point if you want. Now, you haven't liked some of the comments that I've made in my replies to your comments on YouTube. I find some of your comments on YouTube bordering on rude. I find that's me. That's me putting my own lines in as to what I consider rude. Bearing in mind, you might consider something else to be rude that Butch doesn't, and Butch might consider something to be rude that I don't. But for me, I have certain lines. And you come close to those lines for me. You come close to being rude and finger pointy and accusationary. And when people get like that with me, I just sort of plant my feet and I get a little bit back at you. No different than if you were standing in front of my face doing all of that, I'd probably get a bit back at you because I'd get a bit fed up and annoyed with it. If you was to put a question across in a sound, fair way, because you literally do want to know the answer and you do want to find out something, no problem at all. Put your question, I'll answer it. I'll give my answer to the question. Then you can go and give the same question to the Royal Mint and get an answer off of them. But when people come in and they start doing all of this, I don't like it. Now, I may or I may not have got you confused with somebody else. What I said to you was that you've earned money out of my streams from my customers in some way or another, you have earned money from someone out of my streams. They have spent money with you. That's what I said. If I'm wrong in that, I'll be a big enough man to go, oops, sorry, mate. Got that wrong. But that's what I said. Now, I don't know whether or not any of my customers have actually spent money with you. I may very well have confused you with somebody else. If I have, I can apologise for that. But still, don't be coming at me like this. Because when you come at me like this, you're going to get a bit of a response.
Oh, there we go. That's what I was. Okay. Sorry.
Unless it is for art purposes, John Rankin says, which I do understand you stated in your COA, which is fair.
It's a large art installation.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
You know, which is why I did that too, because I'm trying to think, right? I'm trying my bestest to think and use due diligence everywhere I can. I don't just run off at the mouth and then go and off and do it. I think about what I'm doing. So when we came up with the COA idea, we thought it'd be a really good idea if we also covered ourselves from an art point of view, because what I'm doing can be construed as art. Someone could construe that as art. So I construed it as art, and I think I called it daft art. Who knows? One day I might win a globe. An artist's thing or something. You never know.
Uh-oh, something beeped.
I got number 38. Isn't that cool? Number 38 for what, Bean? That's the trouble, Coin World UK. You can't interpret an expression on a text, which is why so many people fall out with comments and posts and texts and emails. They fall out and fall out and fall out because it is hard to understand the emotion that somebody's writing it with. You're just reading words. So it is no wonder to me. I see it so many times that, in fact, no matter how a post starts off, no matter how friendly a post starts off, there's two rules. One rule is, no matter how friendly a post starts off, if it continues and doesn't stop, it will at some point get a bit or offensive, right? And here's another rule about posts. If you allow a post to continue, no matter what people say, at some point, somebody will mention the war. And the minute that the war is mentioned, i.e. World War II, the minute that the war is mentioned, the thread is dead. Two rules of posts. So I totally understand where you're coming from. Maybe you've misunderstood me. Maybe I've misunderstood you. But, you know, just think about how you're asking the question is what I would say. That's not me having a go at you. That's me going, think about how you're asking the question. Ask me any question you like, but think about how you're asking it. Because however you ask that question might have a bearing on how you get answered. 50 hands. Oh, you won that one, did you, Pete? You definitely got it wrong. I never bought anything off you. I didn't say you bought anything off me. I said at some point somebody in my streams has given you money, has bought something off you. That's what I said. So if you can safely say that you've never sold to anybody off any of my streams, then I'll go my hands up and go, okay then, mate, I've got you mixed up. Sorry. I don't know. So no, I won't remove the comment because I don't know 100%. If you want me to remove my comment, you remove yours. Job done. My comment is on your comment, so remove your comment and mine goes as well. I don't get backed in the corners. So many people learn that the hard way. I don't get backed in the corners. So there we are. So we've got sort of peace. All peace, says Si. Yes, Si, peace, man. Peace and guitar. bit of electric guitar. I wish I could play an instrument because then I could just chill things down, couldn't I? I could just come at, you know, at a point like this, I could just go, look, tell you what, let's just play a little music. But I'm bloody useless. I asked a simple question in curiosity and you were asking about it. I don't think I was asking about it. All that goes to show, Bobby H, is that you don't watch that many of my streams, because if you did, you'd know that I'm, you know, yes, I've got a face like a smack tass and twice as wrinkled, and I've got a voice like it's coming out of a coal mine, but I don't mean any disrespect and I don't mean any arsiness. When I'm angry, I'll tell you I'm angry, and trust me, this ain't angry, this ain't me arsey, this ain't nothing like that. You ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. Here's something I say to people quite often. I've said it for many, 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 many years. You can ask me anything you like, but be careful of what you ask me, because I'm going to give you an answer. So don't ask me a question if you don't really want the answer to that question, because I'm going to give you the answer, whether you like it or not. I have a job, I don't have time to watch streams, but I thought I'd pop on and see what the streams are about. Well, that's great, that's fantastic. And you are more than welcome. But please don't take me wrong, and please don't take me as being arsey with you, because I'm not. I promise you that. Hi Ian, looking well, mate, says John Benson. Thanks, John. Nice to see you, me old mate. Nice to see you, John. Just one thing I would say to you, Bobby H, because you don't come in here very often, etc. You know, I do speak my mind, but I'll always answer people. People can ask me anything, so I won't hide behind anything. I tell you what, I answer your question to the best of my ability, and I give it to you honestly, including when I'm selling. When I'm in selling mode and I'm reeling people in and I go fishing in order to get you to lift that wallet out of your pocket and get the credit card out, I'll let you know what I'm doing. Everything I do, I'll try and be fair with. Even my disagreements, I've tried ever so hard to be fair. So that's what we sort of get on here, really, when I'm on. I end up talking a load of bulk. You just get me on here chirping, really. Mostly about the Mint, I have to say, and 288 Group, and dealing with the hassles I've got on there. But I do feel a lot better at the moment. Thanks, John. I do feel a lot better. I feel a lot more confident. Certainly this last couple of days. Yesterday morning, oh my God, was that manna from heaven when they took them out of the tills and issued an official statement. I bet you, I lay money on, it's a gamble, right? I lay money on it. I bet you that their official statement changes. But that doesn't stay their official statement. It can't. Send me your number. I will call you in an hour or so. Not today, mate. Thank you very much. And that's not me being funny towards you, but not today. Do it during the day. My number's everywhere. Just go on our website. You can get my number. Any one of these people on here will give you my number anytime. So just give me a ring sometime. No problem at all. But try and do it during the daytime. I don't like, not at night. And if I go taking phone calls tonight after being on here for a couple of hours, my Fran will not be happy with me. And that means no brownie points. So I want you to be my friend, Mr. Coinworld UK, but I don't want you to be my friend enough that I'm willing to lose any brownie points I might have collected this week. I've worked hard collecting my brownie points this week, as they would tell you. That shepherd's pie was bloody tasty. Really, really tasty. And the cheese on top, it was as thick as a biscuit. It was, oh, it was lovely. No bollards, Ian. No bollards. Hi Ian, tried to donate but want my password, forgot it, tried to reset it, nothing happens. Are you talking about crowdfunder, John? Or our website? You talking about crowdfunder or our website, John? Oh, that red wine, John, it did make a difference. We was eating it and she kept saying, oh, this is lovely, this is really delicious. And I was like, yeah, the red wine. Hello, Sue. That red wine, it made a huge difference. Lovely. Hello, gorgeous. Cannot log on to your website. Butch, if you're still around, mate, can you have a little look at our website from the public side?
Yeah, I can check it out.
Is it up? Has it gone down?
It was working 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
it's up.
It's up. Okay, so it's up, John. It's
Let me
there.
double check.
Maybe your internet's gone down for a second, like mine does sometimes here. Sometimes I.
Is it just not letting him log in?
Is it just not letting you log in?
Let me go check.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Butch. If you look up John Benson's name in customers.
Yep.
And then when you click on his name, at the top of the page, it will either say send account invite or it will say reset password. John, don't do anything for the moment, mate. Don't do anything at all. Don't do anything at all. Generally speaking, one of those two things is showing.
I got disable account and reset password.
That's the one, right. So sometimes it says reset password. Sometimes it might say, instead of that, it might say send account invite. So, okay. John, just stand by.
Check all of them.
Yeah, we're going to do this now. So don't
send
do
account invite. I don't want to send that one.
If you click on reset password.
And then that one says send. Okay, so there's only one that's actually active. Let me send a password reset to the one that's active.
That's it.
And we'll take care of it. It'll be just a minute.
And then, John, you're going to get a reset password link come through now. And you should be able to click on that, reset your password, and log in. Nice and easy.
Sent.
There you go. So check your inbox, John. And if it's not in your inbox, it will be in your junk folder. But it should be there right now. Thank you for that, Butch.
Hey, no worries.
Chris Spree, I made a purchase earlier. It will work fine. Chris was asking me earlier on, which are the COAs I'm going to be doing next. So the ones I'm going to be doing next, I'm doing a couple of Kew Gardens for people, but not that many because it's not at the forefront of what I'm doing next. I'm just doing a couple for people, getting them out of the way. But the ones I'm doing next are Boys Brigade, Britannia, Boy Scouts, and Roger Bannister. So those four are the COAs that I'm going to be doing next, stamping and sorting and everything else. So if you're wanting to buy into the ones that you're actually getting delivered straight away, those are the four that you can buy into right now. Those four with the COA, Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, Bannister, Roger Bannister, and the Britannia. Those are the four that I'm going to do next. Thanks, Butch. Sorted. John Benson, by the look of it, is sorted. And now, remember, we're going to go 10 times is what you're going to get promised. Butch, I know this is like, you know, I'm almost treating you like a secretary here. Don't mean that. I'm ever so sorry. But can you just change that listing for me?
I will change it if you repeat it because I wasn't paying attention.
I said, sorry to treat you like a secretary. I don't mean to. I'm sorry for that.
No worries.
Could you find that listing for me? That one that says sue the mint 3 times your money.
Oh yeah, change it to 10.
And change it to 10.
Yep, no worries.
Fantastic. In the title and description. So now you're going to get 10 times your money on that raw mint, pseudo raw mint. So if you fancy taking a chance and you think 10 to 1 is worth taking a risk, although you see the risk is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, it has to be said. It does have to be said. The risk is coming down and coming down and coming down. Still a risk, I suppose. So taking a risk, if you want to take the risk, 10 times your money. And the people that have already bought into it, don't fret. Everybody will get 10 times the money. Everybody. I think I'm going to make another cup of tea right now. It's the time, 17:55. So we've got to do the boys' dinner, and then I'm going to come off in a little while. So I'll stay on for a minute or two. But what's that? Americans coming over here nicking our women? Has our Butch got himself an English lady? Right, let's change your water first of all. Now I'll cook her. Dinner. I'm still watching. Butch does have a chocolate voice, is what I heard. I know that's what my wife says. She wants Butch to read her a bedtime story because he's got this sort of melt in your thingy chocolate voice. That's why I call him Mr. Chocolate.
Hey, Ashman. I don't know why you guys think I have a chocolate voice. It's just the microphone. When you can hear me. All right, it's all. I think it's all changed. Yep, it's all changed.
Fantastic. Yeah, Fran quite likes your voice. It's you know, it's I don't know. It's different to ours, isn't it?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's why our commercials all have British accents in them.
Oh, is it because they like the British?
There's something about the British accent that makes sales better in America.
Hello, I've got Mr. Chocolate on.
Oh, I'm not quite. Hello, Fran. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Why are you carrying that?
Because I'm a big, strong girl.
Yeah, it looks like.
And I'm not allowed to because I've had heart attacks.
Ah.
So I've had to learn how to be a big, strong girl. That's really rough.
How you doing, darling?
I'm all right. I'm looking a bit rough.
Is it windy outside?
Hello.
So
Right, Casper, a minute.
we're just going to get a bit soft.
All right. Everybody says hi, Fran.
Bye.
Mick, Cy, Lorna. I want to say Lisa, but I think it's Liza. I don't know.
No, it's Liza, but it's pronounced Lisa.
Oh, okay. Lisa, Chris, Andy, Walton, and Nationwide Coin Hunt just said hello.
Mind you, on that one, hello, Lorna. On that one, it's on that lady, it's pronounced Lisa with an S.
Okay.
But most people with a Z would pronounce it.
Thank you, John.
Fran's carrying on with sorting the dog out, so I can finish off. So there we go, digging with history with Ashman. Hello, mister. Hope you've been finding yourself some nice finds. I did, didn't I? Sorry about that, Josh. John Benson says, Judith, if I was a female, I would fall in love with Butch's voice. See?
I have.
Yeah, see, Fran has already.
Mr. Chocolate.
See, that's where you'd probably earn yourself a nice few quid, Butch, right? Is if you
Read bedtime stories
is if you read bedtime stories
to
to ladies, and you do it, and on a podcasty thing where people can pay for it, maybe whatever, and you advertise it and market it to the English market.
So my whole goal will be to put women asleep.
Well, to soothe us.
No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I would
We
say
might- we
to
might-
start
yeah.
with, they wouldn't be doing much sleeping, but eventually, I suppose you'd get them to sleep. Yeah,
I'll have to do my own audio book. Pick
Yeah,
some
that's it.
book and just read.
That's it. But sell it to the English market. It's no good the American market, you see, because you're 10 a penny over there because you've got
No.
like loads of American chocolate voices.
Oh yeah,
over
we all talk like this.
No, not like
exactly.
they don't sound like birds.
Don't think we all fall asleep, Butch, says Judith.
No, I just assume.
Those trial £1 coins, yeah, some of them are worth a couple of £100, aren't they? Something like that, I think.
Have you got to?
I haven't, no.
Have you got your cup?
I haven't, no.
So I've got about 50 of the presidential $1 coins, but they're so heavily circulated that there's probably like 5 that I would even put up. I mean, they're in really bad shape when they get circulated.
Well, you see, when they're, what I call them is cheap and cheerful.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be circulated, so they're made cheap.
When they're too dirty.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, when they're too dirty or too rough, I call it cheap and cheerful.
Okay.
I just give it a different label, so that sell that a bit cheaper. So if that particular coin, normally I sell it for, say it's a $1 coin, and normally I sell it for $7, then I'd sell a cheap and cheerful one for $4,
Okay. Cool.
and tell people they got to clean it themselves.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, so I used to have cheap and cheerful listings. I took a lot of them off my site, but I used to have them. I don't mind you using them if you want to put a cheap and cheerful listing up for dollar coins, and then the ones that are not very good condition go out cheaper, then it's fine.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Is there a market for the £1 trial pieces, says Chris Spree? There is, because I think they're worth several £100. When you go into that kind of money for something you can find in your change, like Josh has done, then yeah, then it's worth it. I mean, they're now starting to get worth looking through, the £1 coins, because you've got the trial pieces to find, and there are rare ones that are worth several £100 coins, but you've also now got good point, Belfast. Good point. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, you've also got, if I'm right, I can't remember, the 2018 or is it 2019, 130,000 in circulation. So they're as rare as what the old Edinburgh used to be. So now you've got something worth looking for. Butch, could you do me another favour?
Yeah, I'm checking it.
Oh, look at that. You're a star. Let's get that postage off. Or
Okay.
I'll add it to the, there's a postage thingy, and you add the listing to that. When you go in settings.
No, I just take it off of being a physical product.
Oh, does that do it manually then?
Yeah, let me double check that though.
If you take it off as a physical product, it doesn't charge.
Well, you can't ship a non-physical product, so.
I think that might be done, Belfast.
I am just double checking my work.
Thank you, Butch.
No problem.
So now you've got the 10 times your money, no postage.
Okay, add the cart. View cart. No, I want that coin. I'm removing it anyway.
Hey? Oh. You're testing out the thing, aren't you?
Yeah, it doesn't charge postage now.
Cool, brilliant. Yeah, thanks, Belfast, for bringing that one up. That's been sorted now. Butcher's sorted that immediately. Look, it's great having a Butch.
I'm for sale. No.
I've actually missed talking to everyone, Ashman says. Hope you're all doing well. I hope everybody out there is doing well, too. Josh is going to the mint in April. Excited to get some normal coins. Be interesting to see what they've got in their tills then, wouldn't it?
John, I'm not sure yet, John. I need to go through the ones I have. He's asking what UK coins I'm after.
Yeah, you've got to have a little sit down now because
I'm gonna.
Fees.
Yeah, I got to show those off tonight.
And see which ones you've got. Because actually, what you could do with doing is putting them in date order, so that you end up with gaps to fill.
Yeah. I think the little books you guys use are cool, but I prefer them in flips and yeah, I'm gonna organize them different.
Yeah, you've got something better to use. I prefer an A4 size.
That's what you said? Okay.
Flip. I prefer the large flip size, not those little ones. I don't like those little ones myself.
Yeah. No,
they are handy for sending quite a few coins through the post.
Yeah, it handled it well. Thank you.
Cool. And now it gets you going now because now you've got gaps that you've got to fill.
Yep. So I'm after. I think there's big gaps in the Olympic coins in there, but I just need to figure out which ones I have.
Yeah.
Oh, the Isle of Man ram's head.
Yes.
I need a bunk of that. I need to find a bunk of that as a gift.
Oh, I haven't got any.
Yeah, I know. I looked.
I looked. That I gave you in that folder.
Yes, but
yeah.
I need to find one still in the packaging. That's something I'm going to look for real soon as a gift for somebody in the house.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not something I can help you with. So I would say have a look at the English eBay. Unless anyone on any of the streams you can ask them if anybody's got one.
Definitely.
Otherwise, yeah, look on the English eBay. I don't know anybody that's got one. I only got those, and I think I'm nearly out of those.
Nice.
But they only come out of like an uncirculated bag, just normal.
Yeah. They didn't come in the bunk sets.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'll look.
I only got what I got, but I don't deal that much in Isle of Man stuff. I have some of it, but when it comes my way, I have it, but I've not sort of specialised in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Oh, thanks, HMS Belfast. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Let's hope. Yes, thank you. 10 times your money coming back. Let's hope. Do what, babe? Yeah, Bungle likes his Islands coins.
I will never say no to silver.
What you could do with a medieval silver coin? Yeah, we'll have to work on something like that. Maybe we can do a little bit of a deal, Ashman. Because I would like to sort of say thanks to Butch for a lot of the work that he's done and he's doing. And that would be quite a cool thing. So maybe me and you come to a little deal. I have that off you, and then I could send that to Butch. Oh, thank you, Josh.
There is an IOM site that sells coins. IOM.
Yeah, the Isle of Man. IOM.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Thank you, Judith.
IOM is Isle of Man.
Yeah, I know there's an American site that sells a bunch of the mint stuff, and I can't think of what it's called now. It's Pop Joy, something like that.
Yes.
And then Amex is a huge distributor here of slab coins, stuff that's really high quality, but they also sell UK stuff. They're actually a mint distributor. So I think I can get some of that stuff through them too.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask you if you can contact the American Popjoy Mint and see if you can buy any of the Hercules £2 coins. It's my understanding that they've got some over there, but the Popjoy Mint in England has run out.
Yeah, and you have to call and order them, and you have to be American.
Yeah.
It has to be American information to order them with.
So
somebody got a hold of me and about 2 weeks ago and wanted to know if I would order it for them. And we tried 3 or 4 different ways to get it shipped to them directly, and it wouldn't work. And they weren't in the position to. They weren't in the position to. I wasn't in the position to pay for it and send it to them and have them pay me different.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, have a look and see, because whatever it costs for you to buy it and get it sent to you and then ship it to me, I'll cover that.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'll check into it. The
If
second
you want
time.
to buy it, you have to cover all the postage.
Yeah, no. It was just though they couldn't get money to me, so I could buy it to send it to them.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. There wasn't a way for them to get money to me. That was the problem.
Okay.
I'll put it on the list. We can talk about it. No worries.
So yeah, get hold of them and see if you can get any and see what kind of quantity they've got or what kind of quantity they'll allow you to buy. Because if I could get hold of some of them, that would help us.
Hercules.
Yeah. Right, so now that my sweetie pie's home,
Yay!
and I'm going to go back to trying to get a few more brownie points.
You don't need brownie points. Your brownie point bag is full up.
You lot won't mind if I disappear. Yeah, we've got Bean. Just make sure that you email in, will you? Because I need to sort that out for you. So, or text me in the morning. If you should have my number, Bean. Text me in the morning and let me know what it is that you've won, so that I can go on to it and then get it sent out to you. So I don't know if you want to come off, Butch, or whether you just want to go on to doing some coin hunts or anything.
No, I've got some things to do around the house, and I'll be on at 8 p.m.
Okay, there's a parcel on its way to you today. Mugs and T-shirts and things.
Okay, thank you.
Right,
That's
mate.
awesome.
All right, then. Thanks very much for your help, Butch.
You are welcome.
And thanks, everybody, very much.
Thank you for the updates.
And we'll catch up tomorrow. And please, everybody, get the word around and share that listing that we've got on our website. Share it on social media and Facebook, etc. So it tells people in the title now. You get 10 times your money if you want to jump in and help us sue them in. We're on a winner. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Thank you, Butch.
All right. Thank you, everybody. So 10 times on investments now. A little bit of a rebuild on the website, so it should be easier to find stuff on there now. Feel free to spend your points. I will be on at 8 p.m. You guys have a good evening. Enjoy your dinner.